The opening round of the MotoGP World Championship takes part here at the Chang International Circuit in Buriram. We're all set for race 1. 26 laps ahead of us, Marco Bezzecchi on pole for Marc Marquez and Raul Fernandez. Let's head down to the grid and join Susie Perry.
You know, Marc Marquez is really strong at controlling the race, at making himself wide.
And if we get a race like yesterday, that is going to be something, isn't it? We've heard from Bonora saying to Marco Bezzecchi, just calm down for the first part of the race. You know, there's a lot of laps out there. It's a long race. It's hot, 60 degrees on track. But Aprilia have done so well yesterday. 3rd, 4th and 5th. Iagora was 4th from the 3rd row of the grid in 8th. Nat is with him now.
We had 3 Aprilias in the top 5 of the sprint yesterday. They really look good here in Thailand. You were good here last year. What's the potential today, do you think?
I think we have a good potential even for the main race distance. So as everybody see, Aprilia is really competitive. So yeah, definitely we are expecting a good race here. But we see there's a lot of fast sliders. So.
Good luck today.
Iagora there with Nat Ice going from the 3rd row. Mauro Gracilli with us here. Obviously a lot of controversy yesterday with that penalty, but that was yesterday. Today is another day. What's the approach for Marc?
Okay, yesterday was a difficult day because we are very close to win the race, but it was difficult. Today, I spoke with Matt this morning, and honestly speaking, we are in the right direction. I can tell you what we would like to have, but you know, our target is to try to win the race.
Yeah, of course, as always. Marco Bezzecchi has been fastest across the weekend.
Yes.
So we're guessing that Marc wants to get the whole shot, to get the start, because to be in front, it's more easy to control how the race is going.
Yeah, I think that is a good strategy. I think that the race will be to see how Aprilia, how Bez is doing. After that, we try to understand if we will have the possibility to win the race. But I mean, the first thing is to see Aprilia and then understand what is going on.
Do you think Pedro will be there again today?
I think so, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Good luck today. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers, Mauro. Pedro Acosta then going menacingly from the 2nd row. What great racing he created yesterday. Nat's talking to his team boss now.
Paul, first victory with Pedro yesterday. I'm sure it'll be the first of many. But what a brilliant battle we saw between him and Marc. What was it like watching it from the box yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we were super pumped that we were there. Always fighting Marc, you never know how it's going to come out, but I was really impressed with I would say in general, clean racing between them. You know, a lot of respect there, a lot of good action for the fans for sure, and yeah, we're super pumped.
What about the chances today then?
Yeah, I mean, we know our pace. We know we've set some good lap times, and especially over consistency over the race, we've been looking really, really good. It's all about staying out of trouble those first few laps. You know, it's a long race, the heat is intense, and so looking after tyres, the fueling, everything like this will be, it's in their hands, put it that way.
Thanks, Paul, good luck.
No worries, thanks.
Yeah, 26 laps, and I think the one thing that we did see yesterday with Pedro and Marc racing together like this is how similar, actually, Pedro is to Marc.
How good they both are, and how much they respect each other as well. I mean, they went at it really, really hard, and they were really close to each other. But all those moves, you know, the cutbacks and the way, how close they were to each other, it was incredible. So it was really a demonstration on how talented these two are.
How difficult is that to do, knowing what we know about the dirty air that each bike creates?
Very difficult. So the GP bikes, they create this dirty air. So when you're close to each other at high speed, it's very difficult to stay on your line and not to be sort of sucked into the other bike. So yeah, it takes a lot of skill to do that. A lot of respect as well, because you've got to give the other a little bit of room, and you've got to, you know, those bikes are wide with the wings, and because they hang off so much in the corners, you can't really see what's on your outside. So you have to really, really trust each other and make sure you leave enough room. And yesterday, what we saw was phenomenal.
It was such a treat. Let's hope that we see the same again today. Sailing on the KTM theme, shall we hear a little bit from the new boss, Hervé Poncharal, sold his team last year, Tech 3, obviously. Gunther Steiner is now the man in charge, and that's with him.
Looking to the start of a new era for KTM Tech 3. How much are you looking forward to this first GP race?
really looking forward to it. Obviously, the sprint race yesterday was not what we expected, but difficult to do when you start from where we start. I mean, it was all done in qualifying, but no, really looking forward and to build on what we have got. You know, it's a good team. Hervé Poncharal left us with a good team, and we just need to put some work in now to try to get a little bit more forward. The bike can do it. Pedro Acosta won yesterday on the same bike, so we just need to deliver.
Enjoy it today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And not a swear word in sight. Gunther Steiner then, first race for him in charge. Where's the battle going to be then?
Well, it's going to be, you know, like yesterday, in between Marc Marquez, Pedro Acosta, but a lot of riders have got very similar pace, especially with the tyres that they're going to use for this race, and Michael will talk about that to us in a minute. For sure, Marco Bezzecchi is still the favourite, even though he made those 3 mistakes yesterday and that mistake in the sprint. He's still the one with the pace. The other Aprilia boys as well. Raul Fernandez on the podium yesterday in the sprint. Topped the warm-up this morning, was supremely fast and consistent as well, even though he looked like he got a bit of shoulder pain. He looks really, really fast on the pace. So it's very hard to predict. I think we're going to have some great battles. I think it's going to be a tough race, you know, for the riders. It's so hot. I mean, there is a bit of breeze, but it's more like being inside of a hairdryer, isn't it? It's so hot. So for the riders, there is no escaping it. You know, you're tucked in, you lift your head up and your body trying to catch a bit of wind in the braking zones, and you're still not cooling down at all. It's going to be super physical and super tough for the tyres.
Yeah, hard to breathe as well, isn't it? 26 laps around here. We should mention Fabio Di Giannantonio as well, Alex Marquez. They had their races ruined yesterday. It sounds like it's going to be a good one today, our open. We'll take a little pause now for the national anthems. The atmosphere really building here at the Chang International Circuit in Thailand. And in terms of the start, Sylvain, how do you see that going? Mark whole shot, or do you think Bez can stay with him?
Yeah, I think the reality is that the Ducati is just a little bit better off the line, and Marc is just such a good starter, and he knows he's got to make it count straight away, not to let Bezzecchi escape. So I think the Ducatis have got all very similar pace. We've got Pedro Acosta that really improved compared to last year. KTM and himself have improved that tyre life. They've got more endurance, and he was able to stay until the end of the race. So is he going to be able to replicate that today for the full distance? That'll be super interesting. And then the Aprilia is so efficient, so stable. It just looks the best bike out there.
We can hear from Jorge Lorenzo now, who's been a mentor over the winter for Maverick Vinales, who goes from 17th today.
Well, Jorge, you've been working with Maverick all over the winter, but time for talking is over. We've got the first race of the season. How is he feeling?
Well, we work very, very strong, many hours from 6 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon. We train so hard. Physically, he's okay. But you know, in this sport, 1,000 things are important, and we didn't have the best start of the season yesterday. Today, we expect a little bit better, from 10th position to 13, probably. But we have a long way to the top with this bike. No, Acosta demonstrated that the bike can win, so it's the same bike. We need to work hard.
With the right bike, is there anything else missing? What's the missing piece of the jigsaw in Maverick?
Physically, it's okay, and he has the talent. It's just a matter of understanding how to ride this bike in the best way possible to get the maximum of it.
Thanks for chatting to us. All the best.
Thank you.
Jorge Lorenzo there, if you want to know how hot it is, you can really see it with Jorge Martin sitting there. And he's sitting on a track that's nearly 60 degrees, trying to cool himself with a fan. He's got that ice wrapped around his neck, trying to keep his body cool. And all these, they do have an impact, don't they, before you go out there?
100%. What we're trying to do here is to delay the dehydration. So as we stand on the grid for 15-20 minutes, if you stand in the sun in your leathers, you're going to start to get hot, you're going to start to get dehydrated, start sweating, and by the end of the race you would have lost maybe 1.5-2 kilos. Now if you try and cool down a little bit with the ice strategy, with getting out to the sun, trying to go for like a comfort break and stay a bit in the garages to cool down as well, and that matters a lot, because you're going to get to the grid, put your helmet on and feel a little bit fresher, and you've delayed that overheating basically. I can't stress how hard it is in those conditions to ride a MotoGP bike for 26 laps, for the good part of 50 minutes.
And during the race they have got some hydration, haven't they?
Yeah, they can wear camelback, so that's more like to sort of wet your mouth a little bit. I mean, you can't put too much. You put about 400, 500 milliliters, so you can't replace completely the fluid that you're going to be losing, but at least you got something so your mouth and your throat is not too dry.
Okay, yeah, these moments ahead of the race, they are so vital to prepare properly, and it comes right down to the final second. We've talked about the track temperature being 60 degrees, which will have its impact on the tyres. Michael's got the latest.
Yes, Susie, as you mentioned, 60 degrees on track, so tyre choice is crucial. Weirdly, everyone on the grid is going for the soft front tyre. This season, Michelin have reduced the allocation, only 2 fronts to choose from, but they've got years' worth of data as the sole supplier. 2026 being their last one, they've narrowed it down to 2, and the soft one, because of the 2-day test here last week, I think the teams have got such a good handle on making that soft tyre go distance, and it gives them a little bit more grip. But the rear tyre, everyone opted for the medium. Yesterday it was the soft in the sprint, but going 26 laps, the medium rear is the choice. It's going to be difficult to make it last. We've heard a lot of the riders and engineers talk about the amount of wheel spin. It is a heat-treated tyre here to deal with the low grip, the high temperature, the amount of wheel spin and the abrasive nature of the circuit. These high-speed straights really work the internal temperature and pressure. So managing that, avoiding the rear temperature or rear pressure being under the minimum and trying to nail it. Who nailed it best yesterday? Pedro Acosta. They figured out how to make those tyres last this year.
Well, thank you, Michael. As you've mentioned, Pedro Acosta will start just there then, shall we? Yesterday's slice of controversy is now just that, but we know where the line is, and so do they. Pedro Acosta yesterday providing sensational, spectacular, clean, close, breathtaking racing. He's going from the second row of the grid, but wait for what he can do. Let's move through to the front row then, where we find Raul Fernandez, one of 3 Aprilias, qualifying in the top 5. And you have to say that he's starting now really to reach that potential. He will go from the front row alongside the 9-time world champion, Marc Marquez. So, after what happened yesterday, will Marc approach today any different? Of course he won't. But he was able yesterday to be able to slow the race pace down because Bez crashed out. Now that might not be able to happen today. So the pressure is all on this man, Marco Bezzecchi. It may sound early to say that, but it's a weekend where he has had the fastest race pace. It's a weekend where Marc Marquez and his Ducati are arguably below par. So he has to make it count. If not today, then when? And as we walk forward on the grid, there's a man behind Marco who may be your dark horse in Fabio Di Gianantonio. He's had the second best race pace of the weekend. So, who will reign supreme in Thailand? Just seconds to find out. Take a deep breath.
new season, brand new dawn for MotoGP. A borrowed line from Crofty, but that's really what it is. Welcome to the opening round of the 2026 MotoGP World Championship. We're here at the Chang International Circuit. Here's your starting grid, Megan.
Right, starting off on row 1 is Bezzecchi, Marquez and Raul Fernandez, followed by on row 2, D'Antonio, Martin and Acosta. Can Acosta manage to make his way up into first for his second win of the weekend, I wonder? Row 3 is Alex Marquez as well as Iagura Morbidelli. Row 4 is Mia, Binder and Zarco. Row 5, Bagnaia, Marini and Moreira. Row 6 is Quartararo, Vinales and Miller. Row 7, Rins, Bastianini and Top Rat Razgatlioglu. And row 8 is Michele Pillow.
Away they go on the formation lap, and fingers crossed this is going to be a very interesting season as they'll launch down to turn 1. Megan, we don't really know who's going to be winning this one. It's a sort of unknown season, isn't it?
It is, especially because we have 2 new riders, and they're both from kind of different areas of the motorsports. So it's very complicated to see, and as well as those two being very complicated to see, it's also very complicated to see the new type of feel. And also, we can see some of the previous year's top riders looking to be not as dominant in the field right now as they should have been. I mean, people who were a little bit less dominant seem to be rather up at the top.
Now, I just want to say, Megan has suffered with tonsillitis this past week.
Really bad tonsillitis.
And I have now got tonsillitis, I understand, because it's laryngitis, it's whatever. But
it's
I too
something.
So I too have a sore throat, so I'll be doing some of the shouty bits, but Megan
Thankfully, I've recovered just enough in time.
So you're sort of taking over for me a little bit.
I have. And I'm forcing him to drink and rest his voice when he's not commentating.
That's true. But also, say hello to your 2 lead commentators this year, because I'm not going to be here for every round of the MotoGP Championship this season. I will be missing a couple of races this year. Megan will be taking them over.
And thankfully, the races he misses, I think, clash with me being after I finish uni, because this is my final year. So,
yeah. So that's going to be you taking over. Good luck for your races.
I'm used to it. I take over all the time when you're not here.
That's true, and that could be something right now as well as we get down. Although, just go a little bit that way, would you? Thank you very much. Give me some room on the camera. Right, are you ready? Are you steady? Green flag at the back. 26 laps ahead of us for 2026. The Thailand Grand Prix is under starters' orders. Red lights on. And pull the throttle back. We're racing in Thailand with a good start for Marc Marquez. He'll try going to the inside to Bezzecchi immediately down to turn 1, but it hasn't worked out. Good launch from the Aprilia this time. Further back as well, Raul Fernandez stays in 3rd position. He's under attack from Jorge Martin as we head down towards turn 3.
There was a terrible start from Acosta there. Raul Fernandez got a decent start, though coming up on his rear right now is Martin. Can't evade that for long. It's 3 abreast going into turn 4. And is that almost a little bit of contact between, I think that was Alex Marquez and Acosta, and someone just changed up the field massively near the bottom.
Pirro dropped down massively on my timing screen as well as he comes through. There's debris flying down.
So something's obviously happened between one of the riders in the middle, and I can see there's still conflict breeding between both Alex and Acosta. And it's changed up now in the middle of the field with Iagura, Zarco and Marini. Moreira seems to have gained a couple places in that whole mess. Miller has just passed Morbidelli for...
And Raul's passed Marc. Sorry to cut across you, Megs, but Marc Marquez has dropped down to 3rd position. Now, we saw that Marc Marquez is not racing at top form, but Raul Fernandez on the track house making it in Aprilia 1-2.
He seems to be having quite a big distance between himself and Raul as well, and he seems to be getting caught by Martin, so he is really not having a good day of it, especially when it comes to facing Aprilia engines.
There he goes on the inside line. Martin makes it up into 3rd position. It's a good spot there, Megan. So Marc now down to 4th, and it's an Aprilia 1-2-3. Marc's got the inside line, and he's going door-to-door with his old rival. But Marc Marquez has got back ahead, I must say, of Martin down to turn 1. So
yeah, but
he
how
has
long?
swapped it back. Yeah, for how long is the answer. Look at this then as they come through.
Right, we can see that everyone seems to be doing quite a similar sector time apart from Bezzecchi.
That's a hot drink, Megs.
I know. I sealed it as soon as it was thingy, so it'd be one
tell you
for
what,
longer.
that blows the cobwebs away. Thanks for giving me a bit of lease of life. So, Marc Marquez holds off of Jorge Martin as well as they come down once more into turn 5 on the inside line. Mark trying to hold back. That might actually be the key. Closing 3.
Heat helps, caffeine's bad for it.
Right, okay, I'll take your word for it. You had it more than I did.
You did.
So, Bezzecchi leading. Here's the race. No, what are we watching here? This is Jorge Martin.
I think this is a replay of the in-front pass.
Ralph getting ahead of Mark at turn 7 and 8. That was nicely done.
Mark didn't even seem to just try and combat that. He just seemed to take it. He must have already been planning a possible attack again further down.
Haven't got the overall tyre deltas on our screens just yet. That's what I've just noticed as well coming through. It hasn't flashed up on our monitor. Top right Razgatlioli, by the way. Don't expect much for him in this first round of the championship. He is going to take a while to get up into speed, but he's going well on that Yamaha.
He had very different conditions with World Superbikes compared to this, so I won't be too surprised if it takes him at least a couple rounds just to get into the swing of things.
Top rack has just passed Maverick Vinales, so praise works for him as well as he goes through. Down the back straight, Marco Bezzecchi leads this race from Ralph Fernandez in second, Marc Marquez in third, and look at the braking zone from Fabio Di Gianantonio.
Do you know who the biggest loser so far of the race has been? Ayagura. He has dropped 3 places since that opening lap, whereas Mir has seemed to have gained 2 places and overtaken his spot.
Bezzecchi's taken off. The only person who can stop Marco Bezzecchi now is Marco Bezzecchi.
So if he
crashes, if he decides, okay, that's it, done.
Does a Bagnaia.
Yeah, it does the old Bagnaia trick. Where is Pecco, by the way? He's up in ninth place. How many places up? 4.
Yeah, he's doing okay, but definitely not what he would have been a couple of years ago.
Is it me? Was Marc Marquez holding the traffic up?
He does seem to be, yeah. For some reason, he seems to be thinking, oh, I've got Aprilias around me, I best hold up everything.
It's his first race back since his injury. Just after the Japanese Grand Prix, of course, he got injured.
Yes.
And he was world champion, didn't compete in another race after that.
Oh, and who's this? We have
Acosta trying to go on the inside line of Digi at the last corner. He nearly dropped it, but Acosta's got the exit speed and he gets through.
No cutback possible as well, so Digi is kind of stuck behind him. Can he get anything good on the next corner? No, he can't. Very safe. Acosta's really mastered the overtakes going around the corners. Though when it comes to the straights, he seems to not be able to have as much speed as he used to.
No, he doesn't, does he? And this is now going to be apparent as Martin's going to slip up the inside of Marc Marquez with a sweet move at turn 3. Rear wheel almost touching the front of Mark's, but he's through.
He really isn't holding. He really isn't trying. This is very weird to see from Mark because usually he has some sort of defensive manoeuvre to look back on, but no, nothing.
Well, we thought maybe his injury with racing would affect him somewhere along the lines, but yesterday in the Tissot sprint, he was fine. He was battling with Pedro like nobody's business. So unless he's trying to save his tyres early on and play a long game, I don't know. But
I hope that's the case.
It's Aprilia at the moment now, and it looks like it might be again because I think Acosta's going to have a go at the man who he attacked yesterday. It split the fan base, by the way, the decision to give Marquez a penalty. Many people say Acosta was going in too deep. I am of the opinion of Simon Crowfowl that it was Marquez who went in deep and ran Acosta wide.
I agree with you there because Mark should have been more wary, and do you know what? There's an overtake.
Repeat of yesterday. Is Acosta going to run Marquez in deep, come into the last corner?
Why does he only have energy to try and go against Acosta? That's what I want to know. He only ever tries against him.
Just want to say something. That is an elixir.
I know.
Just want to say something as well. Acosta, getting through on the inside there, he showed Mark how it's actually supposed to be done. Just a little slip through going, hello.
Do you know what I'm noticing?
Marquez coming back on the inside line of Acosta. Acosta defends it. Mark's trying to go on the outside into 4.
Mark isn't doing quick movements.
No, he
didn't do it yesterday either. He was doing slow movements. That's why probably he went in too deep yesterday.
He did have a crash he had 2 crashes actually on the second day of the Buriram test, and he cut his arm a little bit, and that was only a week ago.
I think he's having trouble with his arm.
Yeah, maybe a bit of arm pump again. He's had so many surgeries on it, but he's...
Look at how his arm's kind of like put as well. It's not got the elbow out is kind of like
It's
soft.
sort of holding it down in a weird angle for Mark, isn't it? His riding style's not right on the left side. Right side, it's per normal, but the left side, it's very still kept in together.
I think that's where everyone's overtaking him as well.
Just take a look here when we get to Sector 2. Take a look at Bsky and what the gap is going to be coming out of the braking zone. Because there's Bsky now, and there's Pirro just entering the last couple of corners. So already a huge margin coming through. Yes, we can draw in our tablets now. We have an Apex pad.
He has much fun with it.
It's a lot of fun, actually. It is a lot of fun. Over the line. New fastest lap time coming in then. And it's Marco Bsky with a 130.47, I apologise, is the time. Ralph Fernandez in second position. Jorge Martin in third. Pedro Costa now in fourth. Marc Marquez P5 as they come down again towards turn number 3 to try and have a little look on the inside line. You've got your hand up.
Can I just say how disappointed I am in one factory? Yamaha.
Yeah, they're really shocking, aren't they? With that new V4 engine was promised so much last year and it hasn't delivered anything.
This is shocking.
There's a Costa through on Mark again on that replay. Fair?
It is fair. Though I think it's also fair to notice that D'Antonio almost got through on him. Look.
He did. Tried to hit the inside line, yeah.
But Mark went out too wide, so he couldn't actually make the move properly.
Just going to say, if you've got tonsillitis, warm black currant or hot black currant, that's an elixir. Honestly, it goes to the back of the throat. It gives me like a lap of juice. So I'm like a little engine today, just sipping the fuel away.
I was constantly drinking water because I didn't think about juice. But I found, and I looked up, that you're not meant to have caffeine because it dries out the throat.
Okay. So
and makes it worse.
If anyone has a sore throat, don't drink any coffees or teas or any caffeinated drinks as they come into it. So, and also, this mic does get sterilised, don't worry. It's probably best I'm using a lip mic, actually, because then it's less things to you two.
Also, I suggest custard.
And I'll say you too. I think Nina's still alongside us. Nina's not here, by the way.
No, she's...
asleep.
Yes.
It's
morning.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. She's having a line, probably. Bsky still... Yeah, she had a busy morning yesterday. Bsky's still leading now by 1.3 seconds, so he's taken off completely into the distance here. This race, getting a little bit... Do I say dull? Do I say predictable? It's going to need something to fight it in, isn't it?
The race has kind of smoothed out into the gaps right now.
Yeah.
They have all seemed to be breaking off. Like, for example, we have Bsky and Fernandez. They're both in their own little world right now, whereas everyone else seems to be catching up all the way up to Quartararo, who is now leading a small little group. And then we have Vinales and Pirro constantly batting out. Something keeps going on between them two as well. And here's a battle for third going on between Martin and Acosta.
Might as well not be here. This is brilliant.
I can't believe Mark's fifth.
Oh, look at Acosta. He's trying to go behind the outside coming into turn 10. This is where we had a red flag earlier on for Moto 2. David Alonso, I can tell you, has got...
Move back to be made by Acosta, though he just can't seem to get the pace going. Tried to go around the inside, but I'd wait a little bit longer until you're at a left-hand turn, to be honest.
Yeah, the right-handers are not really an opportunity. There's a couple of left-handers on this circuit. Turn 5 might be an opportunity to dive bomb because you don't want that cutback to come through. Yeah. Yes, David Alonso, by the way, no fractures at all after his horrific accident.
Oh, yeah.
Had a high side come into turn 10. Acosta? No.
Acosta's not going to make a move just yet.
He's trail breaking. Mark's closing.
He's too far.
Oh, we say that, but...
See, cut back.
Yeah, Martin went in deep. Acosta tries to get that cut back coming through the right-hander. And he's got a good run down to turn 5. This is where you predicted, Megan. A left-hander.
He's got close on the last one, so maybe he can... Oh,
Martin.
They both went a bit too wide.
Marquez is closing them in now as well to try and find a battle. Here we go at the exit. Already we're longer than we got in Moto 2, by the way. There was a 7-lap race at the end with 2 red flags and 3 starts.
Really?
Yeah, it was quite a shocking couple of events.
No, he just can't get it.
Aprilia want a 1-2-3, but
do.
Acosta desperately want to just get through and break it. Through turn 10 we come. Down again into the last corner. This is the kink at 11. Then there we go into 12. He's on the inside this time into a right-hander.
I think Acosta...
Oh! Martin kicks his leg out to try and stop Acosta going through with a little bit of a Dr. Dangle. But Acosta does a brilliant stoppie, a 180, but Martin with the cutback.
Martin, haven't you had enough injuries without risking breaking your leg? I mean, seriously, I think the man has no fear now.
No, it was a very much Dr. Dangle, wasn't it? Out goes the leg.
It's going to be like, what are you going to do to me? I've already been injured like 3 times.
Acosta's got the inside line down to turn 3. Martin again does the Dr. Dangle. Acosta's going to run it in deep.
He's going to get it this time.
Martin's going to go back on the inside.
Oh, he went too wide, and also he almost gave the position back to Mark.
He's going to try and come around the outside once again.
A little bit of a wobble there from Acosta. You best keep up.
Marc Marquez is right there as well. So just to explain in a second what he was doing out there, we'll show you on the apex pad. So take a look at the tracker. Megs, if Acosta takes a move, let me know. So Acosta came in deep, did a V and came back, but Martin went in on the normal line and was able to get the undercut and get out first.
I think he's going to make a move on the next corner, not this one, but the one after.
Yeah.
He's trying to get close again, trying to get that distance between him and Mark. And it's...
Cut back, round the outside.
There.
You're right, left-hander. Coming back into the braking zone for turn 12. This is where he was so strong a lap ago. Look at that, already through turn 11. Acosta's alongside him.
Tries to go around the inside, and he's right by the side of him, and he gets past him.
But he's running in too deep again. Martin's going to get that cut back straight away.
Yeah.
The rear stepped out of that KTM, and now look at Marc Marquez closing in. What was the cap over the line? 0.017. And Martin is back ahead into turn 1.
That is not good. He's kind of stuck at an impasse. They're in a constant battle between each other. They're too similar on pace, meaning they can't properly get past each other.
Yeah, but look at Bezzecchi. Oh, here we go. Acosta on the inside, turn 3. That's a do-or-die manoeuvre. That's a too-late lunge. But Mark's going to try and go on the outside of Martin. Martin's going to go back on the inside. They're going to be contact, and they're not careful. And Martin literally mid-corner looking over at Pedro and saying, what are you doing? And Marquez trying to slice between them. He already dealt with Martin. Can he deal with Acosta? Yes, he can. Brilliant move.
That's why he was staying so close to him.
Fabulous from Marc Marquez. And thank you, Mark. I'd happily shout for that. That was a spectacular move. Inside slipstreaming, that's a world champion.
He waited for that. That's why he was getting so close.
And Acosta's coming right back at him. Inside line down to turn 8. This is a repeat of yesterday's battle, and Mark nearly loses his wheel.
Well, he gets past. See, he can get past Mark, but he can't get past Martin. That tells me something very specific, that Mark is an easy pass.
Yeah, so Mark, he was holding up the field completely. If Mark's not 100% power, then Martin's going to make a move on the inside now down to the last corner. And he's a bit too far back, isn't he? There's about a 3 bike length effect coming into it.
Martin was trying. Mark is trying, it seems, but not enough.
Yeah, still closing in once more.
He's got the pace, but he ain't got the agility right now.
Overtaking opportunities are... Where's my mouse? There we go. Down here at turn 3. It keeps going to the other page for some reason, but it's still down turn 3 where they're approaching now. Mark on the brakes, turns in. Acosta goes late on defensive. Mark's going to try the outside. So he's trying the reverse, which is a double cut under. Not working.
He just can't get it there. I know Mark's just passed 2 people in one space of time and then got repassed by one of them. But I'm really worried about his arm, to be honest. If there's just
overexert it kind of thing.
Yeah. There's just something wrong with it, because that is not how he usually goes about things.
Yeah, he's very tight on the inside, isn't he, as well, again. But it's a riding style that's earning him a podium.
When do we see Mark get passed by people that aren't Alex that easily?
True, and where's Alex right now? And look at Gigi Delineo. Even Gigi doesn't know what's going on. And Alex on the factory bike this year as well.
And he's in 8th?
So he's on the GP26.
He's being held up by Mir.
Yeah, it was a dominant... It's just been a Aprilia, all pre-season testing. It's been a Aprilia. Bezzecchi, again, looking stronger and stronger, and this is exactly what we're seeing now.
There's not a single Aprilia outside of a point.
This is Martin Acosta, Mark again. This is that great move, Megan, for Mark. It was like a hunter-catcher-prey.
Yeah. we can see them two just trying to pass each other, and then Mark just goes round the outside completely, sees that they're having trouble, and then immediately just slips up right in between them.
That Ducati has got so much still grunt on the straights, though. That tells him that Mark can still push if he wants to. I think he's saving it. Remember last year? Ducati was so dominant, but Mark had tyre pressure issues and had to back off and let Alex lead for several laps.
True. Thing is, I agree that I think he's saving something, but I also think that there's something wrong.
Raul is not on older tyres. Raul is on 11 lap old, the same as... in fact, everybody has chosen soft front, medium rear.
Martin and Marquez, they're both on the youngest tyres on the grid, apparently.
I don't think that's working correctly.
Because apparently... Yeah, I don't think it is either.
Yeah,
because they can't have pitted.
No, so the lap count on the tyres are wrong, but everyone's got soft front, medium rear.
Yeah, everyone's gone the same.
And they're all 12 lap old, which is probably explaining why the race is not experiencing the usual highness we were expecting.
And chaos. Maybe I should say the Q word, but I don't want to strain your voice, so it's probably better it's a bit quiet this week.
Unbelievable.
I will cover things like that, don't worry. Nothing's going to happen anyway.
There's a ladder over there. Do you want to walk under that?
Yeah, sure.
There's a crack on the floor here somewhere.
Right there.
Dear me. Anything else? Say Macbeth near a theatre?
Hey,
Honestly.
I have been in a theatre with a Sedfa and then my bus crashed into something.
That's also true, yes. As I come
Yeah, it's a really weird coincidence. I didn't say it.
Yeah, well, shush.
When people ask me who's that guy over there, I just said the name.
The lead actor, Megan.
Yes. I said, what's the name of the play? Oh my god, it was their fault.
Lap 13 of 26, halfway in the MotoGP season opener for 2026. And it's Marco Bezzecchi comfortably leading by 2.125 seconds to Raul Fernandez in second, Pedro Costa's third.
We're halfway there.
Sleep.
Let's see where first Yamaha is. I'm still looking. Oh, 17th.
Fabio Quartararo.
How is it that a world champion is now in 17th position?
Finished 16th in the sprint race yesterday, though.
Oh my god.
So only made up, and he's lost a place from where he started. So that means he started 16th in the sprint race yesterday as well.
Seriously?
But that also means he must have lost a position at the start anyway. So he must have been 17th in the race yesterday because Bezzecchi crashed out.
Yamaha, do something about your bikes, because this honestly is very disgraceful from them.
Sorry about that, but that was boiling hot. Boiling hot, but I had to get that out of my mouth. That's going to be a meme. Boiling hot. I took quite a bit of that, and it went straight. Oh! Right.
Well, I did put the kettle as soon as it was boiled in.
It's supposed to be warm blackcurrant, not scalding blackcurrant.
I thought it would keep for longer.
You're really trying to kill me today, aren't you? You're giving me tonsillitis. You've given me the quiet words. You've given me burning in the commentary box. What's going on here today? This is your first race back.
I know, I've got to bring the chaos somehow. And also, don't you like the drink?
Yes, I like my mouth completely not burning alive.
Well, you said you originally wanted tea, so...
Thank God we've got loads of sheets on the floor that I can just put over there to mop up. It's a stone floor, by the way, everybody, so don't worry too much.
That's why our shoes wear out so much.
Yeah, soak that up. Dear
He's
me.
fine. He's
Burning
fine.
alive? I can look forward to that. That's a blooper for the end of the year, isn't it? The time Megan scolded Joshua in the commentary box. How much cordial did you put in that, by the way?
Not that much. I filled it right to the top with water.
That's fine. That's okay.
I try to give you as much drink as possible. Besides, you did that much.
Mark's passed Martin again.
He just did this much. So I put in that much.
Isn't it fun to be back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls?
Besides, it's not the worst thing I've done to him. I gave him a full thing of cordial once.
Can I ask, by the way, what is the correct pronunciation? Because you know, say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, but what's the correct for transgender people and non-binary? How would you do a usual greeting now?
I don't know. I just usually say everyone.
Yeah, hello everyone. That'll do. I agree with that, actually, yeah. I've always wanted to know because, you know, just...
I just usually say everyone.
Everyone will do. Well, you're all motor racing fans anyway. Maybe we should say that. Watching us at 8:30 on a Sunday morning. You've missed me and Megan in the commentary box, haven't you? For MotoGP.
I mean, where else would you get to see someone almost burn someone?
Live on JB Motorsports 2. Collaboration with JB Motorsports. You'll see a lot more races on JB2 this year. Only a select few are going to the main channel across it. So the Highlander races. So Silverstone, you know, things like that. Title Deciders, the last Phillip Island. What are your thoughts on that? Adelaide getting it, a street circuit.
I am conflicted about that. Mainly, I'm conflicted about that. Not because I dislike Adelaide as a circuit, because I do like Adelaide as a circuit, but because I'm extremely worried about the possibility of, because in F1, there's always trouble with those drain covers.
Yeah, and if I'm... Oh, didn't think of that, yeah.
And when it comes to MotoGP, it's a lot more risky. Because it's one thing having a car go into a barrier because they just hit a drain cover. It's another thing entirely risking a high side and serious injury for the rider because a drain cover hasn't been put down properly. I think if they're going to do that, then they better take extreme precautions with it.
Do you know, I am not once thought of the drain covers. Megan Birch back in commentary and giving us the answer that nobody else has thought of. Drain covers. Look at Diego Moreira. He's just gone around the outside of Brad Binder into turn 5 and 6.
Where is he?
Sorry, that's Ayagura who gone around the outside there of Brad Binder into 5 and 6. Great job from Ayagura. Diego Moreira is battling with Zarco and Morbidelli and is having a very interesting little fight.
So he's in the points.
He is inside the points paying positions on debut, yeah.
What a good rookie.
Miller and Rins swapping positions. Oh, you'd like this morning. Diego Moreira actually broke down and Martin got recruited to Miller cabs and pushed him in.
That's actually quite funny. I need to see that.
I thought it was Top Rack. Can't remember actually who did it.
Either way, a rookie broke down.
Top Rack won this morning though. The tuk-tuk race.
Oh.
Yes, we did a tuk-tuk race. I don't know why.
Boredom.
Yeah.
Speaking
well,
of...
Liberty Media now own MotoGP, remember, so it's similar to the F1 Lego races we keep having, which are a lot of fun actually. The tuk-tuk was actually quite good earlier on as well.
Nice little mini races. I mean, I suppose it's a lot less...
Was this race just sort of going a bit... How to describe it?
Down.
Like that. Wavy line. Loch Ness Monster style.
Loch Ness Monster. I agree.
Look, watch this. Bezzecchi, he's here, and there's Ralph Fernandez. There's a long gap between them.
That's 3.3 seconds.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
What did they put in Bezzecchi's food this morning?
Well, they were having problems with that. I found out why the Aprilia was... there's a new tyre here that's very much sliding on the left side.
Okay, it's a right side.
Which is why he went down yesterday. But, so many times. Aprilia have also got new lean angle on that side. So it was just a question of getting it right in the same position. So they fixed it overnight. He went well in the warm-up this morning. And now he's going to take it over. But I think, if I'm not very much mistaken, if we take a look quickly at the standings coming into this, Acosta will be the championship leader to Ralph Fernandez by 1 point. It will be Marco Bezzecchi, the race winner, who only is in third.
I'm sorry, but I find that so hilarious, the fact that Acosta and Rao will be leading the championship, because it is such a flip on the head.
It's not the usual with suspects, was it?
No. I love that.
Of course, if Raul or Acosta dropped from second and third, Bezzecchi would lead the title. So, yeah, Mark
I want people to stay where they are. Stay exactly where you are. Don't move for the rest of the thing.
Pedro Acosta is the first KTM rider in MotoGP history to lead the World Championship.
Really? Even for just a little bit? Good for him. First win. And a history moment.
At this moment, he'll leave here championship leader as well by 1 point.
I hope he does.
Right, I need to have more of your burning juice.
I mean, cauterization does tend to get rid of bacteria. So...
cauterization, Megan, not incineration.
Same thing.
Reedens gets ahead of Jack Miller.
If anything, I'm helping you.
Tell you what, I'm going to leave that closed after tonight. And then
It'll still be hot in the morning.
Well, it'll be hot by the time I come back in for later on.
Yeah.
Where it'll be warm.
I mean...
Lap 19 of 26.
I can always make another one that's even
Probably.
warmer. I left that for a little bit.
Oh, great. Mount Vesuvius.
Of course, it was closed.
Megan's giving me Pompeii.
I mean, if you're going to
To
get...
be honest with you, Pompeii would probably be safer to race at than Adelaide.
Probably, but you've got to avoid a lot of people. You do?
I've missed you. I've missed you. Side by side, that's Ayagura getting ahead of Pecco Bagnaia for 9th position.
I think Trackhouse have found something.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing about the... honestly, I think you're right. Trackhouse have found something. That Aprilia, they've got the same bike as the factory Aprilia, and the concessions, of course, for Aprilia don't count anymore because they got so many podiums and race victories last year, so it really has sort of accelerated quite quickly.
Remi's been to Pompeii, you know.
Yes, yes.
She's not allowed near the statues anymore. She broke one of her arms.
Okay.
She was tiny at the time. Not anymore.
Lap 19 of 26. Lap 20 of 26, actually. Oh, look at that. That's Mia completely out of control on the inside of Di Antonio.
Okay, that almost was a very bad accident because of the rear wheel of Mia's bike just when he almost hit, did you? And why is Alex just in the background doing nothing? Alex, where is your fight right now?
Well, it was supposed to be a Ducati circuit. It's not turning into a Ducati circuit, is it? I'm quite disappointed, actually, between those.
No, it's more like their downfall.
Look at Mia. Mia's all over the place on that Honda. He can't get anything closed in correctly. Ria's shaking about like crazy.
When Honda are doing better than Ducati, that's when I worry.
You're allowed dart jokes. I'm allowed a dart joke, but I'm not going to say it. Can Bezzecchi win? Yes. 4.4. Is this going to be a dominational season for Marco?
Has he just increased his time by a second point
yes,
one
on
in
the
the
last lap? Yeah, 2-3 laps. Yeah.
Where is he finding this time?
Rao's dropping back into Acosta and Mark territory.
Who did he make a deal with?
Martin's dropped back into 5th actually. So that Aprilia 1-2-3 is not going to work out the way they wanted it to, unfortunately.
Martin's had a tough time. At least there'll be 3 of them in the top 5.
I think I'm going to go for the antiseptic spray.
Every 2 hours, that is.
Yeah, Moto 2. We might need another one soon.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, talk us it.
Right, so we need 3. Lap 21 of 26.
You're supposed to breathe in after. That's where you were going wrong.
No, I was going wrong because it kept hitting my tongue. It caused me to, that wasn't good for tonsillitis, to tell you.
That's feeling better, actually. Right, lap 20. Oh, here we go again.
That's because it immediately numbs you.
Eye attacking Alex. Oh, and Alex having to sit up there. And Eye goes through. Well done, Agura.
He almost fell off. I think Alex is still falling off. His seating position is not correct right now. Oh, someone's went wide right there.
That's Mark. That's Mark.
Oh, I don't like that rear wheel.
Puncture. It's got a puncture.
Oh, my goodness.
Mark Marquez's rear tyre has punctured. It's very...
Get off that bike.
You never see a puncture like in these days in MotoGP.
Oh my God! I think I know where it came from. I saw something.
Yeah,
I saw something come off someone's bike.
Marc Marquez is out of the Thailand Grand Prix. He has got a rear puncture.
You were saying about Aprilia.
Yeah. Right. Let's take a look. You said about something falling off the bike.
Something came off, and it must have gone onto there because he went wide, and then he seems to go like this more, so he must have hit a piece of debris.
Instant elimination. When do you ever see a puncture?
Ooh.
It's a broken wheel.
It's like he has hit something because it's got a whack in it.
It's whacked the actual wheel hub, yeah. Mark's hit something.
The thing I saw fly off did seem to be quite long, so it might have
So that puts Martin back up there, but Marc Marquez, the world champion from last year, is out of the race. He's going to score no points here today.
Where would that put him?
We'll have a look in a second on the monitor as Acosta has a go on a battle, Megs.
Right, so Acosta, now seeing his chance to get even more points in the championship, is on the back of Raul Fernandez.
Mark will go to 9th on 9 points.
Him and Alex are still next to each other.
Yeah, same old, same old.
He's still ahead of Alex, though. So.
Can Acosta get ahead of Raul Fernandez for a second place here? I think that's going to be best of the rest situations here, isn't it?
I think possibly it can. He's still got 5 laps to go.
I wonder if that punctures because of the actual... There's another yellow flag sector too.
Alex. It's Alex Marquez.
Has he got a puncture? Has he gone down as well?
Did someone do something to the Marquez's?
Are the tyres puncturing? He's crashed. Rider okay, according to a tyre monitor.
He was in such shock that his brother was out that he crashed.
Agua's got ahead of Juan Mir. Meantime, Acosta's going to go on Raul Fernandez here for second position.
I'm sorry, but that's kind of funny that both Marquez's from a space of like
Mia's down to 10th. Mia's lost a lot of places there.
I think he went wide.
Juan Mir's lost a lot of places. I think that... no, look at that.
10th. He's not dropping as well, is he?
There's Alex. He's okay. He's walking away. Both Marquez's out within a lap of each other. Where's Juan?
Well, that's comedic.
Well, I can't see... there's Mir with Morbidelli in the last corner.
It's the most unusual top 4 I've ever seen.
Well, MotoGP certainly is different in 2026, isn't it? This is not what we were expecting to see.
Yeah, someone's put a voodoo curse on both Marquez's. And also, you're right, what's going on
Acosta on the inside line. He gets ahead into turn 1 of Raul Fernandez with a block pass. So Acosta now back to P2.
Woohoo! I mean, Acosta's doing well for himself. Raul's now 3rd. Oh, well.
There's that debris. I saw it on the back straight.
Yeah.
Well, he's gone down backwards there because he's got rear leather scratched. Let's have a look then.
See.
He dropped it mid-exit of 5, exactly where Mark was. Is there I did see debris down there.
Something must be wrong.
Mia's bike's given up.
What the?
Mia's bike's blown up.
What is going on that we have 3 bikes
in 3
go
laps?
down?
Mia's given up. The Honda's given up.
Well, I'm not surprised about that.
An amazing race, and it's a technical DNF.
He doesn't have any
he doesn't
tyre issues, thankfully.
Front right was the front was literally jostling a little bit. I wonder if it's a right height issue.
Maybe. It could be.
3 to go. Digi trying to attack back on the inside. Well, actually, this is Digi defending from Ayagura.
How many more can be brought down? Ayagura, 6th. Oh my goodness.
In an Aprilia, let's point out. Aprilia, remember.
Ayagura's taking no prisoners.
They're going to have all of their riders inside the top 5.
Good for them.
The only Aprilia, it would be KTM of Acosta blocking the 4. 4 out of the 5.
So what they need is for Acosta to go down, but I don't want Acosta to go down because I want him to actually leave the championship.
4 out of 5 riders are going to be Aprilias. And
That's
Acosta's
good.
standing between them all.
As usual.
This race is weird.
It is.
You said quiet earlier on, and now it's all just gone, yeah, okay, let's just make it go weird.
That's true. I did say quiet.
And Ayagura goes on the inside line at turn 5. Digi's going to try and hold him around the outside, but he can't. He goes wide off the track.
Oh, and Mia's now in the pits.
I goes through for 5th.
Woohoo! Well done.
There's Mark, hopping off the back.
And he's about to find out that his brother's about to join him. Because Mark doesn't know, does he?
No.
I find it funny that it was both of them.
There's Mia.
Mia's thinking, I don't know what went on.
Marco Bezecchi's just gone for a Sunday afternoon ride in Thailand.
Yeah.
Which, I should probably rephrase that.
He's just like, oh, the trees are nice.
Over the line.
He says the trees are nice because he's already finished the race about half an hour ago and now he's on his way back home.
No one's leaving. They were all flying back through Qatar space.
Oh, yeah.
So no one's getting out there until at least Monday.
Either that or take a boat.
Suez Canal?
Yeah. Here's a replay of
Acosta. Oh, that's when Mark had the puncture.
It was immediate.
You're right, he hit something.
Yeah.
Spot on, Megan. He hit something and the tyre instantly delaminated.
I saw something fly off there.
Yeah.
Not
saw
long
a black
before.
spot fly up in front of the camera.
I saw like 45 seconds before, so it must have been someone from the rear of the field that had something fly off. And I think it might have been...
Do you know what this is going to be for Marco Bezzecchi? Back-to-back Grand Prix wins. Won the season finale in Valencia. Win the season opener in Thailand. Back-to-back.
Good for him. Why is Bagnaia dropping slightly?
Oh, don't tell me he's got a problem on the 26 as well.
Oh, Bastianini's also.
Moreira's got ahead into 12th place.
Him and Bastianini are having a right-hold fight.
Yeah, we need to see that, please, director.
I sounded so British then.
More British than me, my voice is dead after this. Last lap, the call. Marco Bezzecchi going to win for the 7th time in his Premier Class career.
He's so far ahead of everyone else that everyone else is still on the last lap. He's halfway through Sector 1. And there's domination and there's this.
7th win, 13th overall. First win came in Argentina 23. Last win in Valencia last year. But finally, for Pedro Costa, by the way, be his 11th podium, still without a main Grand Prix win, but does have a sprint race win.
Morbidelli just got past. Well, Morbidelli just passed Marini, and gets a good, respectable 13th.
Toprak was only a couple of places away from points on debut.
Oh, maybe he can get past a few other people. Maybe they can crash through.
I don't think the Turkish fans are going to like the fact that we've barely seen Toprak Razgatlioglu at all in this race.
It's not our fault that he likes to stay at the back.
I think Dorna's TV feed need to give a bit more circumstance to the man who literally won the World Superbike Championship.
In fairness, have we seen Moreira?
No, we haven't actually. And it's his debut for Moto2.
We haven't seen either of them.
No, it's been a bit of a weird TV direction feed.
In fact, we haven't seen any of the Yamahas.
Into the last corner though, Marco Bezzecchi won the last race of the season in 2025 in Valencia, wins the season opener 2026. A winter's break done right. Aprilia back on top. Marco Bezzecchi wins the Thailand Grand Prix. Pedro Costa in second, now leads the World Championship. Raul Fernandez third, Martin fourth, Igor fifth, Digi sixth, 7th for Binder, and 8th for Morbidelli. Bagnaia 9th, Marini 10th, Zarco 11th, Bastianini 12th, Moreira in 13th. They swapped at the line. Quartararo and Rins rounds out the points. Viñales 16, Razgatlioglu 17, Miller 18, Pirro 19, Mio, Alex and Mark out.
Do you know what?
First ever Aprilia rider to win 3 consecutive races. Won Malaysia, won Valencia, wins Thailand.
Brilliant.
Does the Nico Rosberg effect?
I would love to know why there wasn't a single camera direction to any of the back of the field. We didn't see a single one of them.
That's got to improve.
It's like, in that race, we did not see Moreira, we did not see Quartararo, we did not see Rins, we don't see Viñales, we don't see Razgatlioglu, we did not see Miller. We saw Pirro. For a brief period of time, we saw Pirro.
When there was some action going on, yeah. That was it. Didn't see him any other time.
That was actually quite shocking. Apparently, if you're in blue, they're not going to show you.
I'll let you go and hand over to TNT. I'd save your voice as well. Megan, what did you make of the season opener?
I thought it was shocking in the terms of I didn't expect any of this to happen.
Podiums without a win now. Pedro Costa on 11. Colin Edwards tops it on 12.
Well, technically, he has some form of a win.
Look at that. That's a long season. Off-season for the team. And Aprilia continue on the stride.
I'm happy for Bezzecchi.
3 on the bounce.
He deserves this. I remember last year I think wanting him to be champion.
I think we can give off a good sign here for Toprak Razgatlioglu. He's beaten his teammate in this first full-fledged race.
Oh, yeah.
Toprak beat Miller.
By quite a lot.
Well done, Toprak. That's a very good start.
That's like 8 seconds between them.
First you beat your teammate, then you beat them all. Well done, Toprak. Megs will let you go. We're going to hand down to TNT Sports.
See our colleague, he's just been doing a bit of research, as he does, and he's very good at. He's just said Marco Bezzecchi has improved his race time from last year by a small number of 16 seconds.
That's, you know, 3/4 of a second a lap high on, isn't it?
I mean, that's incredible, incredible. He's also put no Ducatis in the top 5. Like, who'd have thought that before the season started? Incredible.
Yeah, their run is over. They'd already lost their front row run last year, at the end of last year in Portugal, and now they have lost their podium run. There we are, look at the comparison to Marc Marquez from last year, just under a second quicker than Marc's time from 2025, and conditions not too dissimilar.
No.
So that also suggests that, have Ducati gone a bit backwards? The move to the 24 aero suggests that all is not necessarily well down there.
Yeah.
Raul Fernandez tyre looked a mess.
It looked destroyed, didn't it?
Pedro Acosta getting a shove back from Jack Miller. Miller cabs in full force. Celebrations at KTM. Second place, another second place for Pedro Acosta. But he still leads the World Championship as Marco Bezzecchi and Jorge Martin celebrate for Aprilia.
Yeah, big step forward for Jorge Martin.
Yeah, he's the 2024 World Champion.
He can ride a bike.
He can ride a motorcycle. And what is that? His 5th day back on the bike after injury?
Yeah. Yeah, missed the whole Sepang test. He'll be feeling it.
Dejection at Ducati, I expect, this evening. Not what they expected.
No, they've been unlucky there with Mark, haven't they? That's the truth. It was going to be...
I mean, he had a lot more tyre, it felt.
It was a 4th at worst. Potentially could have been a 3rd. He might have got Fernandez. Well, he'd have had a goal, wouldn't he? So
luck is part and parcel of racing.
It is. And it's a long season.
21 rounds to come.
Doesn't finish till mid-November, Gav.
Thai boxing gown there for Marco Bezzecchi, and he punched them into submission today, didn't he? There was no comeback after a great start. Mark's little leap up with the front wheel, and that cost him. Cost everyone, really. We needed, for the race, we needed Marc Marquez.
We needed a blocker.
Yeah, to hold him up. I don't think it'd have held him up for long, but it just would have changed the situation. Carmelo Espeleta down there. Congratulates Bez.
Just been sent a WhatsApp from my good friend Jamie Robinson. There's a blast from the past. Who's here? And he's just sent me a picture of Marc Marquez's rim, and you will not. I mean, we saw it, but when you see the picture, I mean, it's absolutely destroyed.
Properly deformed. So the Bez fans happy up on the grandstands as the debrief begins at Ducati. I think they all know that this tyre has been a bit of an issue for them, and they need to work out a path for it because it comes later this year. We'll find out in Brazil whether it's going to be used.
They'll be hoping it's not, obviously.
But then also Austria and Indonesia, we know, will have it.
Yeah. I mean, for a factory Ducati rider to be 18 seconds off the win, he's a chunk. 3rd Ducati home behind Fabio Di Giannantonio and obviously Morbidelli, who's just passed him.
We talk about him using the 24 aero on the front part of the bike, 25 at the back, and that's Pecco what he wanted, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Raul Fernandez 2 podiums over the weekend. I think we're about to hear from him.
Raul,
Jack
what a job. A double podium to start the year, and after everything that happened in warm-up and the issue you had with your shoulder, just how difficult was that to get to the checkered flag?
Yeah, it was quite difficult, especially the last 5-6 laps. I tried to make my maximum, but I had destroyed the rear tire. Anyway, we start super well the season. Today in the warm-up, I felt again super good with the medium. The problem was that I tried to manage, but I don't end the race as I want. Anyway, we are on the podium. We take a really important point, so just enjoy the moment, try to be relaxed, try to know that our potential is here. The team make a super fantastic job with Aprilia, so let's keep in this. Or if we cannot keep in, let's try to work for keeping that.
Great ride, well done.
Thank you, thank you.
Only his 3rd podium in MotoGP. They've all come in the latter stage last year and now at the start of 2026. He looked almost out of the series at one point last year. Talk of him possibly being replaced. And yet here he is, a race winner now. Podiums again here. There's never been a doubt of his talent, Ralph Fernandez, his temperament. And he seems to have sorted it all out.
Yeah, it's like he got the chance, because his Moto2 campaign was so successful, he got the chance too soon. And it took him a couple of years to work it out.
Big race next up for this youngster, Diogo Moreira, the reigning Moto2 champion. And that's a really solid start to his career in MotoGP with a 13th place.
Absolutely. Beat the Yamahas and beat who else?
Vinales.
And Vinales, yeah. Vinales just had a stinker, didn't he?
Michele Pirro, of course, is in as the replacement rider for Fermin Aldeguer, who should be back.
Yeah, Michele Pirro is riding around, like I say, at 39 as the test rider, who doesn't want to be a MotoGP, you don't want to be racing, but who else do you get to replace? An injured rider, he's the perfect man.
Pedro Costa, your rider of the race.
Pedro, that is some way to start the season. A double podium victory, of course, in the sprint yesterday. You're the rider of the race, and you get to enjoy being MotoGP World Championship leader for longer than just a day.
Yeah, not only for a day. Anyway, we have to be happy the team is working super good. Remember how much we started last year here even to take points, and this year we make a back-to-back podiums for this. We have to be super happy. Thanks for KTM, all Matty Hoffen, that for sure was pushing in the early morning. Just also thanks everyone that is supporting me, because last year the start was not the dreaming one, and we survived to make it this. Thanks to everyone at home, my close friends, also Miguel Aneva that always give me a track for train, and my management group, also my training Mark, my coach Carmelo that is around the track all day for this. We make good.
Great job, well done.
Thank you, boys.
And yet we hear he's jumping ship to go to Ducati, who, well, their factory man that we're told he'll take the place of, finished in 9th.
Yeah, you'd have to say, well, you'd say he deserves it. Ducati is the best bike.
But is it? That's my point.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's jumping from a bike now that's had a good weekend here.
If you could choose a bike now, Gav, and you could choose a contract...
I don't have to.
But if you could, would you like an orange one or a red one?
We'll see, won't we, as this year develops. Oh, what my point being is, these decisions being made at the start of the season.
It's a good point.
Before a wheel is turned, we're hearing he's signed, we're hearing Bagnaya's going to Aprilia, you know, Alex Marquez is taking his right. You know,
do you know what's going to be the best bike in 27? Do you know?
No.
No one does.
Exactly.
Good, isn't it?
Marco Bezzecchi's already signed up for Aprilia, and that's because he just won 3 races in a row.
Marco, that is some way to bounce back. How much did yesterday's disappointment fuel that perfect performance?
Yeah, yesterday was a small mistake with a big consequence, so it was important today to try to bounce back. My pace was good with the medium. We worked super well all the weekend, so I knew that I could be fast if I was in front, so I tried my all to make a good start, and the bike was perfect. The guys made an amazing job. I want to thank them. I want to thank all my friends at home that wake up so early to see me. My mom, ciao mamma, ti voglio bene.
And Sure, she will be a proud mum. A reminder that on the 26th of March, TNT Sports will move from Discovery Plus to its new streaming home on HBO Max. And to keep streaming TNT Sports, simply download the HBO Max app or go to hbomax.com and log in with your existing Discovery Plus login details. As well as all the sport you love, you can also find the most talked about series and hit movies all under one roof. Scan the QR code on screen now for more information. We'll have more analysis and the podium from the opening Grand Prix of MotoGP here in Thailand when we come back from the break.
Yeah, and sorry about that. Voice is not where it is with me suffering tonsillitis. Marco Bezzecchi, Pedro Costa, Raul Fernandez, Jorge Martin, Aigura, Fabio Di Giannantonio, Brad Binder, Franco Morbidelli, Pecco Bagnaia, Luca Marini having the top 10. I mean, that's quite the opening gambit. Now, just to talk to you a bit more, this was turn 3. Now, the ideal line is to take the inside line a little bit wide, then pick up a second apex and get going again. What we saw from Pedro Costa, where he was trying to do a couple of times, if I can get a different colour around here, was come down into the braking zone, take the tight V line, go out wide, and then try and cut back alongside. It wasn't working. So that's why we saw the likes of Jorge Martin and Marc Marquez, let's use purple for this one, take that original line and just sort of skate through on the inside, run it deep, pick it back up for the apex and get out ahead on the inside line. So there's a couple of different sort of aspects at the end of that race that was quite interesting. If we take a look in the free view and zoom it around a bit to the last corner, it's a bit tricky here to get it through. There we go. This is the last corner. And you can see why there's such a tight couple of run-ins to the line. Now, one thing that we were experiencing in that race was riders were coming through on the inside line, taking a tight braking zone and running it out wide and then getting the drag to the line. Now, that's what Mark did yesterday on Acosta. But if you take a look at the line in green yellow of what happened in the race several times, the normal racing line is wide out brake, turn in, hit the apex, and smooth it out wide. So that inside line manoeuvre is it's just quite a risky move, and that's why yesterday, if we swap to red, when Mark ran wide and sort of pushed Acosta off track here towards where the pit lane is because he was taking this tight inside line, ran it in deep, and then picked it up at the apex at the exit, and that laid Acosta off this line as he was coming in and forced him out wide. So that is why there was a penalty given yesterday in terms of how much it was. But we saw that a lot in the race in terms of how much easier it was to sort of run in at that last corner and just sort of go, yep, that's going to be fine. That's a problem for another day. Now, we talked about turn 3 earlier on. This was where Marc Marquez had the puncture down at turn 5, 6 and 7. So just basically what Megan spotted in the commentary was just coming into here, this section, something hit Mark when he went off the track here at the side, and it punctured the rear tyre, and he had to come to a rest just here on the circuit. Let's head back to TNT and join Susie Perry.
Welcome back to Thailand. Well, what a difference 12 months make. He 1 and 2 from last year, didn't finish the race. Marco Bezzecchi took it and did what he wanted to do yesterday, Michael. And what action we saw and what fighting we saw from Pedro Acosta and the like.
It was a great race, not the fight we wanted to see at the front. Obviously, so far this weekend, we've been treated to 3 last lap duels at turn 12. Today, Bezzecchi, he made it look too easy. Once he got to the front, he just dropped the hammer. Such a rhythm. We seen it on Friday afternoon. He had that pace in the locker. The Aprilia is working so good in every area of this racetrack. It works in harmony with that heat-treated tyre. I don't think we're going to see that dominance everywhere, but how nice is it, as you said, the turnaround from 12 months ago where it was a Ducati domination. Mark won it with one hand tied behind his back, but today a very different story.
But we said, didn't we, before the race that the pressure was on Marco Bezzecchi, because if he didn't dominate here, where things were all going his way, it was a wasted opportunity, and he managed to harness it 100% today.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the the advantage that he had with his pace all weekend, and at the test last week as well, it was really for him to lose, and he demonstrated that today. I mean, what a ride. He just made it look effortless, made it look so easy. The only trouble time really for him was the start and the first few corners, but he made the gap instantly. Sector 2, he already had 6th, 7th, 10th. So yeah, he checked out immediately, and the Aprilia was supremely fast today.
And Ralph Fernandez as well. We walked past him actually in Parc Ferme, Gav, and he looked absolutely delighted. What a weekend they've had at Trackhouse.
Yeah, it's been great, hasn't it? 2 podiums for him across the sprint and the main race, and his he was just talking to the other riders, just heard on some of the cameras behind, about how destroyed his rear tyre was, how he was spinning on the straight, and you could see that tyre was absolutely destroyed. But a great performance from the Trackhouse man. Aprilia are a coming force. 3 wins on the bounce. No podium here previously, and they got 2 riders on it today. Pedro Acosta, meanwhile, steps up for his 11th podium and still not taken that first win, but that's coming as well. Take a look at that. No Ducati on the podium for the first time in 88 races. First of all, Constructors' Trophy handed over to Aprilia. The Noale factory have done their homework this winter. Fully deserved 4 riders in the top 5. They just need to keep it rolling now at the start of the season. Ralph Fernandez on his Trackhouse Aprilia celebrates his 3rd podium in MotoGP. FIM President Jorge Viegas ready to hand the trophy over to Pedro Acosta, championship leader on 32 points ahead of Marco Bezzecchi on 25, Ralph Fernandez on 23. Top Ducati is Fabio Di Gianantonio down in 7th. But your race winner, 3 on the spin now for the Aprilia man. Signed a new deal for 2 years and celebrates again on the top step of the podium. Marco Bezzecchi wins the Thailand Grand Prix and starts the season with a bang after a disastrous Saturday when he crashed out of the sprint. He's banished those demons in the main race today.
For the opening round of the season, it's champagne time. It's the best I could do. What a season opener. What a day. Marco Bezzecchi makes it 3 in a row. Thank you very much for your company. We'll see you in a few weeks' time when we go racing in Brazil for round 2. Marco Bezzecchi wins, but Pedro Acosta's championship leader. A new era is dawning for MotoGP. See you next time in Brazil. Bye-bye.